What's up, guys? Frubs here, and today we're going to be going over the tracks that I wanted in the game before anything in the Booster Course Pass was revealed besides Wave 1 and everything that got into the game. At this time, there was enough tracks for each game to get 5 courses, but as we know, Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart Tour had some favoritism. So, yeah, so how I'm going to be going over this is listing the courses that I wanted, if they got in or not, and then what courses did get in from that game, and then also the percentage of the courses that I wanted that got into the game. Cool, let's head into it. So from Mario Kart Super Circuit, I wanted Mario Circuit 1, Ghost Valley 2, Choco Island 2, Bowser's Castle 2, and Mario Circuit 4. Unfortunately, none of my tracks made it in. The 2 tracks that did make it in from Super Mario Kart was Mario Circuit 3 and Bowser Castle 3. This means that 0% of what I wanted got into the Booster Course Pass. On to our next game, which is Mario Kart 64. So for Mario Kart 64, I wanted Calamari Desert, Frappe Snowland, Bowser's Castle, DK's Jungle Parkway, and Banshee Boardwalk. One track got in that I wanted, which was Calamari Desert, which means 20% of the tracks that I wanted got in. The other tracks that got in were Choco Mountain and just Choco Mountain. So Calamari Desert and Choco Mountain, 2 for N64 as well. Moving on to our next game, Mario Kart Super Circuit. From Mario Kart Super Circuit, I wanted Cheep Cheep Island, Boo Lake, Sunset Wilds, Broken Pier, and Lakeside Park. So only 2 of the tracks that I wanted got in. But I will say, even though I didn't get all the tracks I wanted, the Super Circuit track remakes were exceptional. I would always love when they would bring one back, even if it wasn't one I want. So one of the ones I wanted was Boo Lake, and I got it back. And Sunset Wilds. For the record, the sun not setting is kind of lazy and pathetic. So, you didn't come back in its full glory. I'm not upset, I guess. I'm just kind of disappointed. They really could have done it. Other Super Circuit tracks that got in, that I didn't want, they just got in, include Sky Garden. Although, for the record, they completely changed it. It's not bad, but, this could have kind of been a standalone track. Not as good as Cloud Top Cruise, but this is not Sky Garden. Snowland, which they did an incredible job remaking this track. And Riverside Park, which looks phenomenal, and, too, doesn't have the volcano like Lakeside Park, but it's pretty darn close, so I'm happy with it. I'll take it. Moving on to our next game. My bad. Our next game is Mario Kart Double Dash. For Mario Kart Double Dash, I wanted Mushroom Bridge, Wario Coliseum, DK Mountain, Mario Circuit, and Rainbow Road. From this game, I got one track that I wanted, which is 20%. The track that I wanted was DK Mountain. So DK Mountain got in. I just want to say I love all the crazy shortcuts you can do now. The one on the side of the mountain right there, and the one that is a little further down. Pretty fun. Other GPA tracks, or not GPA, GCN tracks include Waluigi Stadium, not Wario's Coliseum, but Waluigi Stadium, which also, it looks phenomenal, and Daisy Cruiser. Moving on to the next game, which is Mario Kart DS. For Mario Kart DS, I wanted Delfino Square, DK Pass, Luigi's Mansion, Waluigi's Pinball, and Rainbow Road. Before I say anything else, looking back at this, I don't know why I put DK Pass over Airship Fortress. But, neither one got in, so it doesn't really matter. Only one got in. Waluigi's Pinball, 20%. Let's look at the other ones that got in. So obviously, Waluigi Pinball, Shroom Ridge, Peach Gardens, which I will say going backwards on the last lap is awesome, and Mario Circuit. Moving on to our next game, which is Mario Kart Wii. So as we know, Mario Kart Wii had some favoritism. So the 5 tracks I wanted were Toad's Factory, Koopa Cape, Maple Treeway, Mushroom Gorge, and Rainbow Road. And out of all of those, I got 4. So that should be 80% of what I wanted. Let's go look at everything that got into the Booster Course Pass. So Mushroom Gorge got in, Maple Treeway got in, Koopa Cape got in, and Rainbow Road got in. And those were only the tracks that I wanted. More tracks that got in were Coconut Mall, DK Summit, Moonview Highway, and Daisy Circuit. Moving on to our next game, which is Mario Kart 7. For Mario Kart 7, I wanted Woohoo Island, Rock Mountain, Mucka Woohoo, Rosalina's Ice World, and Rainbow Road. Out of all of those, I got 3 tracks that I wanted, which is 60%. Let's go look at the tracks that I got. Rock Mountain got in, Rosalina's Ice World got in, and Rainbow Road got in. Let's look at the other track, because only one other track got in for Mario Kart 7. Toad Circuit. Who asked for this? Moving on to Tour. As we know, Tour also got some favoritism. The 5 tracks I wanted was New York Minute, Vancouver Velocity, Mary Mountain, Los Angeles Laps, and Sydney Sprint. So I got all of them, and a lot more got in. Let's take a look at everything. New York Minute, Vancouver Velocity, Mary Mountain, Sydney Sprint, and Los Angeles Laps. Let's look at all the other tour tracks that got in. Paris Promenade, Tokyo Blur, London Loop, I know. Well, Amsterdam Drift. I'm going to have to edit that part out. Bangkok Rush. Athens Dash. Rome Avanti. And Madrid Drive. So a lot of tracks. Also, the Booster Course Pass got some Nitro tracks. So we're going to quickly touch on all of those, and I'll give you just a quick whatever of how I think of them, but nothing big because I have a ratings video, which I probably also won't go into detail, but I will give you the numbers of what I think of each thing. So let's go touch these Nitro tracks. Ninja Hideaway, which I'm actually not a huge fan of. Most people actually really like this track. I don't. It came in Wave 1. I don't know. Not a big fan of it. Sky High Sunday, which came in Wave 2. I'm also not a big fan of this. We now have 3 oval tracks, and this one is probably the worst one to play on because of some of the camera angles, graphics, and if you're on 50cc and get hit, you're not making some of these jumps. And there's another track that does a food dessert theme better than it. So yeah. Mary Mountain technically counts as a tour track, but they labeled it as a new one. That's how a lot of these tracks are, besides the 2 in Wave 4 and Wave 5. But, you know, whatever. Mary Mountain's cool. I like it. Yoshi's Island. This track is phenomenal. I love it. especially the glider with the cloud question mark to get the shorter pathway. Great gimmick. I love this track. Squeaky Clean Sprint, which is also a phenomenal track. Don't mind the loading. And Piranha Plant Cove, which is also a great track. Alright, I would like to thank you guys for watching this video. If you could, subscribe, leave a like, and drop a comment. Also follow the Instagram, it will be in the description. And I will also link the video where I put all the tracks that I would like in the description as well. See you guys later. Bye!